I went to school for journalism. All I ever wanted to do was get paid to write because I love to write. I studied journalism. I joined the Navy because I wanted to be a journalist. That's all I ever wanted to do. This is not journalism!
Every time I'm in the street, I hear
bruh, 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 bruh. Man down. Bruh.
So, Pete from Etep Wakuyon's A Place to Be Reviews had me kind of as an impromptu guest last night on his live stream, and he read this article to me. We barely got through it, seriously. The more he read it, I started to fashion a noose and put it around my neck, and it kept getting tighter, and the air was escaping my body, and I could see a dark, a brightness at the end of the tunnel, and we finally got through it. But yeah, this sharticle from Variety magazine, Terminator Dark Fate, director, why Mackenzie Davis will scare the F out of misogynists. This is where we're at. This is journalism in 2019, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're at. That, and I'm probably going to put another video up today, either tomorrow, that's another fantastic piece of journalism. And you wonder why people don't believe what they read anymore. Because maybe stuff like this? I don't know. Could be, right? So anyway, this is Matt Donnelly. This is a fantastic human being here, all right? Matt Donnelly says, Director Tim Miller is set to storm Hall H with Terminator Dark Fate, his new vision for the beloved Arnold Schwarzenegger action franchise, which Paramount Skydance will release in November. Well, Tim Miller, enjoy your 5 minutes of fame at Hall H, because that's about as far as it's going to go. Everything that I've read about this movie coming out, it's so cringe. It is so cringe, all right? I get attacked constantly on this channel for making fun of this movie. I'm going to go see it. I'm going to review it. But I know that it's going to be horrible. There's no way, there's no scenario where this movie isn't going to be horrible. But anyways, stuff like this just helps it along, doesn't it? So, the Comic-Con vet has not only mounted blockbusters like Deadpool in San Diego, but has also been attending for 25 years. Here's his fanboy battle strategy. How will you win over Hall H with this new take on Terminator? If I was a nerd, and I am, so he says if, but then he is. If I was a nerd, and I am, I always imagine reading about plot or story and how I would feel as a fan. I can be objective that way, like I did with Deadpool. When I read online when we announced the film Terminator 6, for F's sakes, why don't they let it die? I understand where these people are coming from. It's not great. Then we've had enough. After Deadpool, there's a lot of projects I could have chosen, but I really wanted to see Linda Hamilton come back to personally continue her story as Sarah Connor. I did too, but in a better movie. Just saying, alright? Like James Cameron, I always find stories about women are much more interesting than men picking up guns. Yeah, Jim's movies are grounded in reality and character and just happen to have time travel and robots. I'm wired the same way. I want to give the audience a story about Sarah and these new characters and make everyone else as realistic as possible. I want to sit in the audience and believe that this shit could happen to me. That's how I'm approaching it. Mackenzie Davis and her character Grace feel like something very new for a franchise like this. What brought her here? Before we brought in screenwriters, we did a room with novelists. A room with novelists. So, are those people that read novels? Are those novel people? Or was the word supposed to be novices and spell check just kind of change it to novelists? Novelists, ladies and gentlemen. That's who's writing the new Terminator. Novelists. Okay? It's like Raiders of the Lost Ark when they finally capture the Ark. Spoiler alert. Well, who's working on it? Top men. Novelists, ladies and gentlemen. So anyway, Before we brought in screenwriters, we did a room with novelists at my request because they're world builders, and we're reinventing the franchise. One was Joe Abercrombie, is that even a real name? The first Law series, who pointed out that Terminator films tend to have a trinity of main characters. So this is a perfect example of what I'm always talking about on my channel. This is people dissecting the elements of what might make something work and then trying to repurpose it and resell it so that they can bring more people on board. They don't really get what makes this movie work. They're just looking for key elements and trying to scientifically dissect a movie that was once extremely famous and then repurpose it for their own, sinister ways. So, pointed out that the Terminator films tend to have a trinity of main characters. One of those is the Protector, the Kyle Reese character, portrayed by Michael Biehn in the original, Jai Courtney, and Anton Yelchin in the sequels. Jai Courtney was awful. Anton Yelchin was disappointing. He's a good actor, but he was disappointing in that role. That was a disappointing movie. I really had high expectations for it. It just, Anyway, Joe came out with this idea that new Protector from the future is a machine fighter. It's a painful life, and they're scarred and takes lots of drugs to combat the pain of what's been done to them. They don't live a long time. It's a very sacrificial role. They risk death to save others. And from the very first suggestion, it was always a woman. We had to look for someone who has the physicality, but I'm very sensitive to the actors. I didn't just want a woman who could physically fit the role, but emotionally as well. Mackenzie really wanted to do it. She came after the role. She worked harder than anybody. An early Dark Fate poster received backlash, calling Davis and her co-stars feminazis and other chauvinist hate speech. How do you think she'll receive in a room at Comic-Con? This is journalists, ladies and gentlemen. These are the questions we ask people. Not plot details, not why the costumes, what we're doing with the special effects, or where we're going with the story. It's always about sex and religion and race and sexual orientation and inclusivity. It's always the same questions. It's not even journalism anymore. It's just, what hot button topics can we get people pissed off about next? If you're all enlightened, she'll play like gangbusters. If you're a closet misogynist, oh, this is rich. Matt, you're rich, dude. You're rich, all right? Closet misogynist. So, she'll scare the fuck out of you because she's tough and strong, but very feminine. We did not trade certain gender traits for others. She's just very strong, and that frightens some dudes. You can see online the responses to some of the early shit that's out there. Trolls on the internet. I don't give a F. They never give an F, do they? They just don't care. They don't care, and then they're like, oh, well, people are just going to be upset no matter what, so we'll just make whatever we want, all right? I swear to God, the disconnect between movie studios, directors, producers has never been stronger than it is now. They just make what they want. They're constantly pushing identity politics and killing us with it. Just killing us with it, all right? What franchise can we snuff out next with identity politics? Let's start preaching and indoctrinating people with, sex and race and gender studies and all of this bullshit. So, do you get feedback from James Cameron? Yeah. Here's how the feedback from James Cameron goes, all right? It's probably something like James Cameron walks in, slams down on the table. He's like, look, I put money into this, so don't fuck it up, all right? I don't want to hear any shit. And then walks out and goes back to the Avatar set. That's probably more likely the truth. Jim has moved to New Zealand to focus on Avatar. See? I saw him a couple times when I got back from shooting, and I showed him a director's cut. Jim will come in and provide clarity in key moments about the goals of the franchise. Yes, the goal is to make as much money as possible so that I will be more rich. He's great about looking at things and saying, this needs to be reinforced. He's like a driver into a pool. He dives to the bottom, jumps out, and pool settles. Dives in again, and he occasionally cannonballs, but it's incredible. What? What the hell was that reference? That was so strange, all right? So, it's more like, dive! But anyway, You're an executive producer on Sonic the Hedgehog, which was also due out in November, but pushed back to redesign the main character after fans protested. How was that experience? I got news for you. It wasn't just fans that were protesting Sonic the Hedgehog. That movie looks like a hot garbage fire, alright? And redesigning the Hedgehog is not going to fix that movie, I'm just saying, alright? It might fix it a little bit, but it's not going to fix everything. When Sonic arrived, the director... See, I actually like this question, because everybody's been shouting, Tim Miller is our Lord and Savior. He's going to fix everything that's wrong with the Terminator. But this is the guy... This guy has a lot to do with Sonic the Hedgehog. I brought that up on past videos. So, when Sonic the Hedgehog director Jeff Fowler was the best guy to do it. The redesign? Look, I was with fans and so was Jeff. This is a franchise and it has to be great. When the shit hit the fan, I went over there and said, the most important thing to do, man, is say, I fucked up. He'd already sent a tweet out an hour before I got there. He's a good man. It was exactly the right way to handle that. The fans have a voice in this too. There's a right way to listen. So, yeah, all right. When you got ratioed on the trailer, the teaser trailer, obviously something had to be done. So, my question, Mr. Miller and Jeff Fowler is, well, not Jeff Fowler, but Mr. Miller, what are you going to do about the Terminator, all right? Because that trailer sucks too. I'm sorry, it's a lousy trailer for a really exciting franchise, all right? If you haven't seen it, pause my video and go watch it and come back and watch the rest of this. We'll talk about it in the comments section. So, have you seen any of the character redesign? In fact, I have, and I think the fans will be pleased. So... and this is just some related garbage. So, you know, let's read some of these comments. If you're all enlightened, she'll play like gangbusters. If your class misogynist, will scare the shit out. Oh, wow. Do real people actually talk like this outside of gender studies class? Because sci-fi fans are so notoriously misogynistic. Thank you. Thank you very much. We were so terrified and hated those scary movies with strong female characters like Alien, Star Wars, Hunger Games, Tomb Raider, Resident Evil franchise, the Underworld movies, and of course the later Terminator movies. I literally hid under my bed when Sarah Connor stared at the screen. Sci-fi has been the vanguard of promoting strong female characters far before more mainstream movies did. Stop pretending you are breaking some type of new ground. Thank you. Thank you very much, Alex. You brought the point in. And hint, throwing the F word in when you're trying to look tough is pretty lame. In this day and age, it actually makes you look a little less tough than you think. I would have to agree. So, yes, another horrible sharticle written to get clicks. Variety magazine is awful, all right? I mean, just absolutely awful. I think the last copy of Variety that I ever bought was... or no, it was Vanity Fair. Never mind. So it wasn't even Variety. Variety sucks, okay? Variety sucks. Matt Donnelly sucks. You suck. This movie's gonna suck. I'm gonna review it. I know it's gonna suck. I'm gonna probably write a sucky review for the people that are entertained by my videos on my channel. That's the only reason I'm gonna go see it. I don't want to see it. I'm dreading seeing this. I know I'm gonna hate it. God, it's awful. Anyways, what do you think? I know you're gonna leave me a comment down below. Go ahead and argue with me. I don't care at this point. This is the kind of crap right here. You know, I want to bring up a point that I mentioned yesterday, and I want to drive that point home a little bit farther. You know, when SJW types invaded pop culture and took over all the nerd franchises and started making shit like this right here, you created us. That is how this all got started. You created us. We just wanted escapist entertainment, and you came in, you invaded it, and you destroyed literally every single thing we ever cared about. Congratulations for ruining everything for everybody. This movie is going to fail at the box office miserably. It's going to go over like a fart in a diving helmet. This is the Groovinator. Oh, before I leave, make sure you check me out this Friday on the Fancast at 8:30 p.m. I will leave a link to that channel if you haven't subscribed already. We're basically doing a live watch party for Night of the Demons. We usually riff that like riff tracks / Mystery Science Theater style. We have a lot of fun when we do these, so please join us and don't miss that. Anyways, this is Adam, aka the Groovinator from RaidersOfLostClicks.com signing out. You guys have yourselves a groovy day. Peace. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it somewhat entertaining. Please remember to depress that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. Make sure you hit that bell icon so you'll be the first to know when new content is published. Please visit RaidersOfLostFlicks.com for more hilarious entertainment and links to all of our social media platforms. Also, consider supporting us on Patreon. As little as $1 a month supports our worldwide digs for more Lost Flicks. Thank you, and have a groovy day.